every writer that I read after really hit on this about you're at the threshold. I mean, you're at the beginning. And David or whoever the writer is, they're saying, I'm looking in and I'm seeing God move. And I'm able to notice that there's something good that's almost about to happen. And what the writer's trying to get across, it'd be better to be laboring and toiling and inviting people into the house of God and being weary in doing that. It'd be better to be on the brink of something really good than to be dwelling in the tents of wickedness where it seems like everything's okay. In other words, just be patient. You're on the threshold of something great. And the devil says, quit. The devil says, stop. The devil says, look who's here. Look who's not here. Look what they said. Look what she said. They said. They did. All those things. He said, but you're right there. You're at the threshold of something good. And the writer says, that's better. That's better. I thought about how many times have I said, it's been good to be here this morning. I can't tell you the times. How many of you have come in on the brink of destruction? Think about that. How many times? Maybe not even this church, but you've come to the house of God on the brink of quitting. And God speak. God encourage. God helped. And David, or whoever the writer is, he's saying, it's better that way. It's better that way. In conclusion, let me read this verse one more time. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. There's that word, I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. And as we notice that word had, I'm going to close with these thoughts right here. This verse lends itself, and how many times have I closed this? I don't know. This verse lends itself to at least three perspectives that I can see. When he says had, that's past tense. Whoever it is. He said, I had rather, looking back, it would have been better. And it's almost like you can pick up on the fact that the writer's looking back with some regret. Can anybody say amen to that? How many of us would look back on our life with some regrets? He's looking back with some regret. I'd rather be a doorkeeper. When I look back at those decisions and what it brought into my life, I had rather, upon further review, I'd rather been a doorkeeper. And so it lends itself to that by using the word had. And so, but not only that, it's not just limited to that, but he has this idea of some resolve right here. He looks back with some regret, but he's looking around with some resolve. And he said, I had rather, right now, I had rather be a doorkeeper. Be is present tense. So you got that backward look with had, and you got be is present tense verb, and the writer's looking around him and everything that the world has to offer right then, and he said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper right now. Yes, I look back and I've got some regrets. I would have rather been a doorkeeper when I see what that stuff brought into my life. And if I look back, I regret those decisions, and I'd rather be a doorkeeper. But I'm looking around right now, and he said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper right now. I'd rather be a doorkeeper than to dwell right now in the tents of wickedness. You know what the challenge it is right now for you and I? Is to keep going, to go forward. And we need to say, in agreement with this psalmist this morning, that I'd rather be right now. I look back with some regret, and I really do. There's things I know that I wish I'd done differently. But right now, I'd rather be a doorkeeper. I'd rather be doing the menial things of ministry. I'd rather be vacuuming the church, cleaning the pews, cleaning the toilets, mowing the lawn. I'd rather do anything than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. I'd rather do that. I'd rather be a doorkeeper than any other thing. And so we look around with some resolve, but then we look forward with some rest. He said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my Lord, in the house of God, than to dwell. Remember what dwell means? Over and over and over again. Than to dwell in tents of wickedness. He said, when I look forward, I'd still rather be a doorkeeper. When I look at what this has brought into my life and what the tents of wickedness would bring into my life, I look forward with some rest. In other words, when I get over there, I won't be looking back with regret. You see what I'm saying? That's special. You say, preacher, I'm living in my past with all the regrets. Get out of there. Live right now with some resolve. I'd rather be a doorkeeper. Keeper, it don't matter. It works either way. I'd rather be a doorkeeper right now. But when you look forward, have some rest knowing that when you look back, Brother Stout, when we cross over the finish line, here's what I don't want. I don't want to look back then and say, I wish I'd been a doorkeeper. I want to make my decisions better now. And so this verse lends itself to all that. And then I want to close with this verse right here, verse number 4 in the same chapter. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. they will be still praising thee, Selah. Isn't that wonderful? Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. Remember, later on he compares that to dwelling in the tents of wickedness. And he said, there is a pronounced blessing on those that will dwell in thy house. He said, they'll still be praising you. Selah. Think about that. You know who's not praising the Lord right now? Those that are not in the house. Those that are no longer satisfied with being a doorkeeper. They may know what it was like to do that. But I tell you what, I'd rather be. I'd rather be in it back then. I'd rather be it right now. And just for the sake of the future, I'd rather just keep doing that right now. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in tents of wickedness. This world don't have anything for me. It don't have anything for you. What's the world going to give you that's better than what you got this morning? I'm telling you, I'm going to say this from my heart. I'd rather have that one moment when the Lord passed by, and He's still here, and I know He is maybe in a different way, and He's dealing with hearts right now. And it's sort of a solemn time. But I'd rather have what we had during the singing this morning than anything this world has to offer. I would. It's better. I agree with the psalmist. It's better. Let's all stand together this morning.